Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. I am super excited because I have with me today Laquangela Littleton. And I am so excited because she is here to be a blessing to our studio audience today. How are you today, Laquangela?
I'm doing well. Despite the rain we're having, I'm doing fantastic.
That's funny you say rain because here it's completely sunny. So I'm in Charlotte. Where are you located?
I'm in Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay. And yes. I saw on your bio that it said, is it Opelika? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Oh, right. I was like, well, I gotta make sure I know how to say some of this stuff. There's a lot of different words on that bio. Listen, everybody, I would love for you all in the virtual studio audience to also chime into today's discussion. We're going to be talking about behind the curtain. What is it like to live behind the curtain? Now, we have a true ballerina here with us today. So she's going to give us some insight when the curtain is unveiled, right? There's a lot that happens behind the scenes that people don't know when it comes to the beautiful art of ballerina dancing, right?
Yes.
And so in a nutshell, if you could tell everybody what we can expect as we talk with you today.
So I want to take you through a journey of how it is as an artist and as an African-American female artist and entrepreneur. So my mission is to just talk to you guys and be open and honest on how I got to this journey and when I discovered that this was the journey and the path God had for me.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So you're in for a treat. Make sure you tag your friends, your family, your coworkers. Let people know that this episode is probably going to be a game changer for many entrepreneurs that are tuned in today. So we are going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to learn more about Laquangela and also give you a chance in the studio audience to chime in. We'll be right back, everyone, right after this commercial break. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Managing Director of the Charlotte, North Carolina chapter of E-Women Network. I am so excited that you stopped to watch this video. I've got good news for you. You've just discovered an international network of women entrepreneurs who are committed to helping you achieve, succeed, and prosper. We're on a mission here to help 1 million women entrepreneurs each achieve $1 million in annual revenue. Here at eWomen Network, we have a complete success system that supports you every step of the way in building and growing your business. You being here right now is no accident. We're supposed to know about you. We want to meet you to find out how we can help you as well as learn about what you have to offer. With over 500,000 women connected through 118 chapters across the United States, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom, you are never alone. If this is resonating with you, please go to ewomennetwork.com/Charlotte. Notice too my contact information. I invite you to reach out to me and to check out our upcoming in-person and online events. I'm really looking forward to introducing you to our special community. Yes, everyone, make sure you all check out ewomennetwork.com/Charlotte, and you'll be a part of our actual local events. If you're in the Charlotte and surrounding areas, we have them on the third Thursday of each month at the Charlotte Museum of History. And we'd love to have you be a part of our organization, especially if you're an entrepreneur that has the capacity to take on new clients. All right. So, Laquangela, let's learn some more about you
Yeah.
and what you bring to this world. Look, I put my glasses on upside down. Speaking of which, I actually can't find my I went to visit my grandfather and I have my special red glasses and I
Mhm.
think I left them there. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I need my glasses. Look,
Oh,
I know. That's has there ever been anything that you ever like you'd like really enjoy having and you left it somewhere?
yeah, that happens with me a lot because I'm so busy and on the go. And and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I forgot this, I forgot that. But hey, I just learned to live without it.
Even though it was just like a little bit of a pinch. You're like, ah.
Yes,
Anyway.
yes, absolutely.
Laquangela Sarita Littleton is a native of Opelika, Alabama, and a 15-year resident of Montgomery, Alabama. She earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree from Alabama State University, and her inspiration in becoming a professional ballerina and performer has led her to further her training as a performer choreographer at ASU. So I'm super excited because I mean, her whole story is so much to her story. But I think that when we talk about her backstory, you're going to get a chance to hear a lot of what's listed here. So I just want to take a moment to welcome you today, LaQuangela, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here and I'm thrilled to just share my journey with everyone.
Let's go ahead and get started. I know you're in your, I know where you are, right? So I'm not going to reveal where you are, but we know. So if you hear some noise, she's in her real balancing life moments over there. If you would just take us back on a journey of where you've come from and what even made you even interested in becoming a ballerina type of person. That's a
Yeah.
special gift.
It is, and it took me a while to notice that I had that special gift. So my inspiration came from watching ice skating when I was younger. Christy Yamaguchi was one of my idols that I had to just watch it perform every single time. And I had posters, and when we had the book fair at school, I would always get her posters and stuff like that. Like I was a huge fan. But of course, in a small area like Opelika, Alabama, we don't have any ice skating. We don't have any ice skating rinks. We don't have any classes. So I discovered that I love the graceful movement behind everything and just the shimmer and the shine and the elegant behind the look. So I that's when I found that ballet is the closest thing to training in that form and carrying all of that. So I looked into some dance, and I was raised by my grandmothers. I had a village, and my grandmother, Miss Glover, she was the one who actually put me into the dance classes back home. And so I started when I was like around 6 or 7 years old, I believe. And I started at a local studio called Knits Dance Studios. And
Oh,
Gwen Knits was my teacher and her daughters and all that. So I enjoyed dancing with them. And I think they too saw that I had like this natural form of talent within me.
mm,
Um, so moving forward, I dibbled and dabbled here and there. I started dancing when I got to middle school with just the teams that were there. And then when I got to high school, I joined dance team, cheer. I did show choir, which I absolutely love. That's where I found my love for musical theater. Um, yeah, so that's one of my favorite forms to if you it's shocking, but I'm a ballerina, but my one of my most favorite forms is just being on a Broadway stage and just having that, that whole excitement.
well,
But
before you go on, let me just take a moment right quick just to say that when people are doing their gifts and their talents, they don't know who they are inspiring. And so I've just put this picture up of Christy because at the end of the day, she doesn't know you at all. She has no idea that her celebrity status gift that she has inspired a African American young lady who has now gone on to be this tremendous ballerina in your own right. And you said it comes from the inspiration of watching the ice skating, but not even having ice skating as an available
Yes,
opportunity in your neighborhood.
yes,
This is
absolutely.
huge. This is huge.
Yes.
Okay, so I just wanted to acknowledge that because you don't people when you're using your gifts right now, Laquangela, you have
Mhm.
no idea who's going to be inspired from your musical theater, from your show dancing, from your ballerina, all of the things that you're saying as you're talking about your backstory. What other young girl is going to be truly inspired by even just watching today's episode? So carry on.
Mhm. Yes.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you so much. Yeah, and so, I discovered that I wanted to learn more about the art form. I learned by way of movies, Save the Last Dance. The first movie that I watched was Center Stage, and then just seeing Fame with Debbie Allen and all the top notable dance figures
Yeah.
in that area. So I was like, oh, this is stuff that I want to do this. Like, I really want to learn more about this art form. So I wanted to study it in college. My plan was to go to Joffrey Ballet or Juilliard, but with my grandmothers and me being young, a country girl, they was like, "No, you're not going that far, not just yet."
We're
So
gonna keep our eye on you,
yeah,
baby.
they want to keep their eye on me and keep me safe. And
Right,
yeah,
right.
from a small town to a city, it was just like, you don't really know much about life just yet. So they want you to get experience it with life in an area that's more safe before you transition, which I understand because as a mom myself, I would probably say the same thing
Right,
now.
right,
Yes,
right.
yes.
But at the
And
time, you're thinking it's holding you back. It's like you're holding me back from my pursuing my destiny here, right?
yes, absolutely. And I'm sure that's another conversation that I think would be great to talk about later on.
Mhm.
Because there's something as a teacher and as a artist and getting parents to understand that that's a whole nother
Yeah,
thing
that
that I'm
that right
yeah.
there gonna need some oil, girl. I got my oil in my purse. That right there gonna require some oil and some laying on of the hands because
Yes.
you can't convince all parents that it's the let the person spread their wings and fly and
Yeah,
like as long as you
absolutely.
fly right here in this town where I can keep my eye on you, boo boo.
Absolutely. So I went to Alabama State. My aunt told me about Alabama State and how they had a great theater and dance program there. And so I started doing that program and studying. That is a lot of where all of my exposure and training came from.
Okay.
I eventually took a break because I did end up having my son, and I took a few years off, and I was invited by Dr. Tommy Stewart to return back because by this time in 2013 they had started a bachelor degree of fine arts of dance.
Okay.
Yes, so they had got that kicked off, brought in some amazing three professors, which Michael Metcalf, James Atkinson, and the late Caven Grant, were my mentors and my teachers.
Mm.
So gaining all the knowledge from dance that I wanted to gain and the performance opportunities and the travel, all of that I was able to do within that BFA degree of study. So yeah, I finished it in 2017. I am one of the inaugural class members for that class, and I have been taking everything that I've learned, everything they poured into me, and just taking it and rolling with it. I and teaching my students at SCAD, and before I did SCAD, and doing some other stuff that some local work as a ballerina.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
So you have really already you've been on a pretty intense journey in coming to become this founder of SCAD, which is Symphony Q Academy of Dance, everybody. SCAD
yes,
stands for Symphony Q Academy of Dance. And that was established in 2020 in Montgomery, Alabama. So you didn't go far from home. So you're right there in the Alabama area. So your family can still understand and appreciate that you're local, minority, and female owned dance studio. And so, how has that been inspiring the youth in your community?
Oh my gosh. Right now, and since then, I have been able to. So my goal was to introduce Black dance to Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay.
And when Alabama State did start the VFA program, they were the ones that introduced it on the collegiate form. So
Hmm.
I wanted to kind of be their little puppet and give it to the youth and be able to show them that, you can do this as a career. This is where it can take you.
Hmm.
Oh, the many scholarships you can get for college. Just so many different avenues that this talent can take you as a young dancer and African American dancer, and just introducing them to all these different companies that are out there. A lot of people don't know about all the different companies that you can get into,
Hmm.
but there are many all over. So yeah, yeah. So that
I
was my
actually pulled your website up here too, because this is really great. The SCAD Academy. If you go to SQA, well, I'll put it in the comments for you all, but it's SCAD Academy of Dance.com, and you'll see here Quan Sarita, the owner, and it's a video here for you. But I also love this image here. This is beautiful.
yes.
And this is in the studio. This is where you do your work.
Yes, that's my first location. We were blessed with a larger and bigger location just last summer that we moved into. So now we're in a bigger space in a great area of Montgomery that's accessible to everybody. So yeah.
And now, is that here on the website somewhere too?
We haven't put those pictures up on the website yet,
Okay,
but that's the
okay.
next goal. Yes.
But I'm excited about what I'm seeing here, and so much to learn about SCAD Academy. And so you can
Yes.
learn more about it right there on their website. And I have all of the contact information for you all to know how to stay connected, which is scadacademyofdance.com. And you can also email Laquangela at info@scadacademyofdance.com. And even her phone number, she's giving it. And how do they stay connected with you via phone?
The phone number goes directly to the studio, and our studio manager, Tequila, she's the one that can answer all of your questions, help you get registered. We're even doing an event now where we're offering free trial classes for those who want to kind of test us out and get a feel of our environment to see if we're a best suit for their dancer to come and train with us.
That's so epic. And
Yeah.
every page I'm looking at on your website here, it's making me want to share the screen again. Sorry. I'm going to keep sharing the screen because I'm going from page to page to page. And I see so much that you all will benefit from learning about SCAD Academy. So let me pull this up. This is just a beautiful image. What gave you, when you have this vision of SCAD Academy, I would like for you to go back and just share the vision a little bit more, because this is not for the faint of heart to come up with something as
Right.
masterful as this. You have your own Juilliard here, right here.
Yeah, that was the goal, is creating my own Juilliard and all of those other places up north and out west. Just being able to have these kids assess it here and prepare for that in case they do want to go and train and study this form after school, and and in the commercial world and everything. So yeah.
And what is your greatest joy in, because I look at the smiles on their faces, and you can
Mhm.
just see that they are, like, they're not faking. They are excited about what they're going to be bringing to the universe, to the world. What
Yeah.
what what I'm trying to think of, what does that do for you, knowing that you're the person that God is using to have that happen in some other people's lives?
It's just fulfilling for me. Like, I was once in their shoes. I know what it feels like to have such a hunger for being able to just go out and live in this passion and love it and make money by doing it. That's the one thing that everybody wants to do. They want to make money doing something that they love and be able to take care of themselves how they feel like they want to. And so just showing them all of these different ways of doing that with this art form, like, our whole thing is to cultivate not just a technical proficiency, but we also love to give the artistic expression and give deep understanding of that dance industry. So that photo that you showed, there are a couple alumni now because they've graduated. And
Aw,
they are, I will say, I'm proud to have a good standing when it comes to them holding to that passion. Most of them are at colleges and universities now majoring in dance
oh,
and
that's
with a scholarship.
okay.
Yeah.
And so with SCAD, are you doing this internationally, or is this specifically in the Alabama area right now only, or how does this work?
This is specifically in the Alabama area right now. But my goal is to take this internationally. That is my
Yes.
biggest goal. Yes.
SCAD should definitely be international with you behind at the helm because of the passion that you have and seeing the young people in your own local community thrive. Like now I'm doing
Mhm.
like a whole counseling session. You're like, girl, how you host, you the counselor? What are you? What are you doing? I'm doing all
Yeah.
of it, right? But I can see SCAD being something that is around the globe,
Mhm.
especially young people, and especially with your story and how
Yeah.
you're saying the importance of not having the ice skating in your community or even knowing how to ice skate. Forget just having it, even if it is in your community. A
Yes.
lot of the people that I know be like, I ain't getting on them little thin blades. What am I doing? So it's like, it's the fear sometimes.
Yeah.
Is there, do you notice that with the ballerina, is there a fear associated with that for those students that are trying it for the first time?
Absolutely. A lot of kids, we get them coming in and they've seen it and they see how, they see pictures and they see the costumes. But the thing is that they don't know what it takes to train in this art form. You got to have thick skin and you got to be willing to eat, sleep, and breathe. I always tell my dancers, you take a day off from dance, it's like taking a whole year off because that's how much you have to keep reminding yourself that I have to keep working on this. It's a cutthroat world. It's just like this in the industry of Hollywood. It's
Hmm,
very cutthroat. You'll come across teachers who are very stern about what they ask for and what they want from you. And you have to just know how to accept your critiques with the manner of, okay, I'm going to work on that. And
okay.
then come back and you worked on it and allow that teacher to see how hard you work. Um, it's not for the lazy. It is not for the lazy. You do have to always be steady working on everything. You have to stay stretching. You have to keep your muscle tone up. You
Yeah.
have to keep your terminology up and your knowledge. So it's a lot that you have to stay on top of. And just even the intellect part of it, you have to know why you're doing this and you got to know the history. You have to know all about your ancestors and how did they pave the way for you to be in this studio right now. So it takes a lot.
It sounds like it. And you know what? I'm looking here at your team and I'm going to pull them on the screen too. Some of them, I'm like, this is pretty interesting because for you to hand select this team, right, of
Yes.
individuals, do you feel that they had that passion and share all of the values that you were just sharing that makes up the leaders of SCAD?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Courtney, my area artist, she graduated with me in my class at Alabama State University. And she set forth to train. She wanted to be a circus performer, and she did her senior piece was doing aerial performance for her senior piece. And she has been traveling and doing it for different events and stuff. And she's back here. She's teaching and she's teaching it at my studio and the kids love taking her class. It looks dangerous, but
Yeah,
when
it
you
sounds
know,
dangerous.
yeah, but you start at steps. I know you're high up in the air, but you start low and you get familiar with how to hold your weight and all that stuff
Yeah,
before you can go high. So
right.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and Mr. Stigler, he too, he came down as a professor. He's from I think Chicago, and he
Okay.
came down or Michigan, But he came down and he started working at Alabama State as a dance professor, and he poured a lot of great things into those students. And he's now teaching as a dance professor at Troy University.
Oh,
So we
great.
stay connected a lot, and he's able to come and pour. He's an amazing ballet instructor who gets the girls right and tight, and the boys too. Yes, yes. And he's one of those cutthroat teachers as well. Like, he expects you to do the work. And when you return, he wants to see that you've done the work. So,
I
yeah.
love it. I love it. And this sounds like a great team of individuals. I just wanted to pop them up because I know people are always so proud of their teams. So I was like, hey, let me put that picture up there for you to be able to
Thank
highlight them. One thing that I hear is the synergy between being tight and right and being on point and not
Mhm.
taking any major breaks and things, making sure your stretching is on point, having the right attitude. I'm hearing
Yeah.
a lot of things that entrepreneurs need to hear as well. So how do
Mhm.
you infuse entrepreneurship into the strategies that you teach with ballerina dance?
Absolutely. It teaches you how to better handle situations in a professional form. Everything doesn't require you to act out. You just learn how to take a note. And if something doesn't go your way for that day or that week or even that month, you come back that next following month or day or week, and you try to make sure that you feel like you worked on it enough to fix it. So, as and dance teaches you about life. You can take the fundamentals of dance and apply them to any type of career, whether you're a nurse, you want to go to the military, anything that you want to do, you know how to handle yourself in a professional manner. So, doing that, a lot of people take dance, even if they do not pursue it as a career, they still know how to act as a human to another human on how to handle different situations and how to accept things and have an open mind to everything.
Really good.
Mhm.
I think it's nice correlation between that, and especially when it comes from a discipline, being a disciplined person with your
Yeah.
craft, but that's what we need in life. So for those that are watching today, what area of your life can you kind of like formally say, I could be more disciplined in this area? Put some confessions out there. Act like we in confession mode. Put it in the notes over there. Let us know some areas that you really could see the
Mhm.
correlation between ballerina, which is what Laquangela is talking about today, and you being a business entrepreneur, a parent, a, a church person that's going to help in ministry, in whatever aspect, a spouse, of
Mhm.
significant other, just a boyfriend or a girlfriend. What can you do to be better in some aspect of your life just by what some of the things are that's being shared today? Wow. Okay. So
Mhm.
I had another question. Do you have to be a specific size to, because some of the stuff that you're saying, I see all of the varying sizes of the dancers already at a young age. They're not all one size. So talk to us about that.
So now dance has evolved, and there are so many different sizes that are in companies. And that was the main reason for a lot of these African American directors and founders to find their companies that they wanted to present like, hey, we're voluptuous, we're curvaceous, and we can still move. No matter if you're skinny or heavy, you can still dance on point. If you're skinny or heavy, you can still do African dance movements, modern, contemporary. So now it's really evolved to where it's not so much about your size, it's just about your artistry and how much you can deliver.
Aw,
So yeah, yeah. And
that's
that's
so
one thing.
encouraging.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing that I want to tell people, like, you don't have to be a stick figure to be a ballerina. You can be a ballerina at any shape and size and form and color that you are. Absolutely.
But does
Yeah.
it make it more difficult? And I'm sincerely wanting to know, does it make it more difficult? I'm only talking about Kim. I'm not even talking about anybody else. With the weight that I have, if I try to get up on my tippy toes, it'll be like, okay, do you plan to have those tippy toes folded completely over, or what's going to happen? So I'm trying to determine and visualize how does that work if you're heavy or set.
You train. It's all in the how you train every single day. Everything you have to be either pulled up or grounded. So in ballet, if you want to be a ballerina, you learn how to pull up and pull your way up out of your toes. I tell some of my dancers that, like, don't blame your weight or anything. It's about how you've been training. So
Okay.
there are certain, and now they have TikToks and all this access to stuff where you can see dancers still accomplishing pirouettes, fortes, anything being lifted, all of that at the weight that they're at. So it's there. You just you have more access. These kids got more access now to all of that stuff.
I
So
personally attest to the fact, because I'm big on figuring out how to merge obligations. And I wrote a book called Extreme Balance Makeover. And I teach
Mhm,
people in the book from it's some tips that I did on NBC where I was helping families with balance makeovers and things. And so I'll put that up so y'all can at least see that. Hey, some of the books that I've
mhm,
authored along the years here. But that one is a compilation of all of the NBC tips that I did each week, teaching people
mhm,
about balancing life. And one of the things is merging obligations, in my opinion, Laquangela. So my daughter was dancing with a dance company. My cousin was actually the founder of that dance academy. And I
mhm.
decided to go and start dancing with her for a performance. Girl, I'm like, I'm not anybody's dancer like that, but I had the whole long garb and I had to do, and they were serious. You couldn't just come in just
Yeah,
because I was the mom. She was like, oh no, you're gonna learn the plie, so all of this bright stuff. And I was like, here we go. I'm over here, halave, or I don't even know the right words. And I was like, what am I doing? Trying to
yeah,
just bond with my daughter. So
yeah.
what do you do with your studio to encourage some parents to be involved if they'd like to experience that
Oh
bonding?
yeah. Absolutely. So we do have a lot of volunteer stuff that we want them involved with. I know my company, we travel a lot to different conferences. So even doing that and they are getting the chance to be exposed to all these different body sizes and skin tones and all that stuff to see like this is real. It could be that this is true. You can actually do this no matter how you look. It does not matter about any of that. And it's about how you carry yourself too. You want to carry yourself like you are like a dancer. You want to be able to um you want to be able to talk with people and have a nice attitude all the time. A lot of people lose out on a lot of stuff because of their attitude. So you want to present yourself properly. So that plays a key role too. So they learn that just giving them that exposure and having them help behind the scenes and then seeing what it unfolds to is phenomenal. Yeah, and they learn a
You look
lot,
like
a
a dancer
whole
right there. You look like a dancer, just so you you look like you're carrying yourself some kind of like, and how can I
lot.
assist you?
Yeah, it takes
But
that. It really do. It takes all of that.
and
Mhm.
you do a great job of it. I'm so proud of you. Now, what about scholarships? Because a lot of young people, especially in the community that you're referencing, may not be able to afford to take this level of academy classes that you offer. How does that work with SCAD?
So I have offered scholarships to one female who stands out of the whole academy each year. And then now we've started something this year where we're like Boys Can Dance 2 scholarship. So we're offering all boys to come take class with us if they're taking a ballet class and they're in their preteen up to teen years. We're offering them a full scholarship to come train with us because we know how hard it is as a male to even dive into this art form and be committed, but a lot of it falls on the finances as
Mhm.
well for the parent and for that child.
Mhm.
So we do offer a full tuition scholarship to all boys who want to come in and learn the art form.
That's so epic. And so your goal whenever you are working with these students, is it to ultimately get them to the higher education, or is it to what's the outcome of that of SCAD? for them?
The outcome definitely is to get them to the higher education and get them into that company of whatever they choose to shoot their shot with. Yeah, because we have a list of achievers from SCAD that I'm super excited, and I just love how I love going to see their shows. I'm that teacher that will always try to come and see you where you're performing at. I bring the group, I bring the whole entire studio if I could. But I
Yes,
love to see it, and it's just fulfilling to watch your student on stage just doing what he or she loved to do,
beautiful.
and be a part of that journey. So yeah.
That do you think that, and because sometimes, especially when I was reading through some of your materials, it's like underserved populations, right? So
Mhm.
not all parents are as supportive as other parents,
No.
and that can be sometimes because they may can't get off work or whatever. It's not always just that they don't want to support; they might literally not be able to attend, and it doesn't
Yeah.
make them a bad parent. How
Right.
is that where you start doing this rallying that you're talking
Yeah.
about, and supporting those children?
Absolutely. And even with transportation, like I was talking with my husband and a few others, I was like, I want to be able to get a bus so that we can be able to assist parents with picking them up, because a lot of it falls on that as well. It's hard, it's the finances and the transportation of getting them there. And when you're going to class, you're going to class Monday through Friday and sometimes on Saturdays, in which that can be a lot for a parent, especially for a single parent.
Yes.
So we're trying to create other avenues to help these parents make this easier for them so that their child can enjoy what they love to do and what they have a passion for. Nothing like that should hold anybody back, and they miss out on so much. So that's our goal and mission, is to get a bus to be able to pick up these kids and bring them on over to the classes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that goal, because guess what? Sometimes because we don't get because we simply don't even ask. So
Hmm.
today, anybody that's watching this episode, and as it goes out around the world, because the Kim Jacobs Show actually streams in 100 countries as well. We submitted through CTR Media Network, and it does stream to 100 countries. Anybody that's watching this broadcast, I'm encouraging you to reach out to Laquangela and support her initiative with SCAD. You can see how beautifully designed and sculptured this whole project is, and it's she's worthy, and the project is worthy, and the students are worthy of being
Mhm.
able to receive some support. So how do they stay connected with you? Again, please educate everyone.
Absolutely. Please visit our website and join our email list so that you can stay up to date on everything that goes on at SCAD, all the events and stuff. We have our Nutcracker coming up soon. So if you want to come down and be a part of that and see that amazing ballet, we'll keep you updated. You can also
Wait,
email me.
let me put that up, because as you're saying some stuff, I want to make sure people really can digest this. The Nutcracker, owner and director Laquangela Littleton. Save the dates, everybody, right now, December 6th through the 8th. And you can go to scadacademyofdance.com to get your tickets. And it's going to be where?
It's going to be at the Alabama Shakespeare Festival right here in Montgomery, Alabama.
Hmm. In
Yeah.
Montgomery, Alabama. So, and it's not going to be anything virtual that people can participate in, right? This right
No,
here.
this one you'll want to be a part of the audience, because we leave you guys with a holiday treat
Oh,
with snow, and we just want you to take all of our Nutcracker home with you, so you'll be ready to come back and see it again the following year.
I bet your experience is truly an experience to remember. I really, I can
Yes, yeah.
envision it being something, a sight to behold. Is it based on just the pictures alone?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I've done this is the first Nutcracker where you do have an all black cast, and I kept the classical form of that. So just seeing the beauty of these brown dancers and these beautiful costumes, and it just takes you through a whirlwind of enchantment. So it's something that you'll definitely want to sit in the audience and be a part of.
And then you might make me, okay, I don't want to be making no commitment. I'm so excited about it. It sounds so invigorating and uplifting and edifying. I'm excited about it. What is this now? Parents' night out.
Yes, we want to give
over there.
oh, absolutely. You want to give parents a break, okay? So we're offering, you don't have to be registered at our dance studio. This is for boys and girls. You drop your kid off with us. They're safe. They're going to have fun. We have things planned for them. And it's just $25 per kid. You can go and have a date night with whomever, or you can just have some time and sit at the house and just chill for 4 hours.
Right, you'd be like, "Woo, finally!"
Yeah, you get a 4 hour break. Yeah, because as a mom, I would have loved to have this for my kid. So, so we're just saying, drop them off. They're safe. They're going to be well taken care of. We're accepting 3 and up, and they're going to be fed, and you won't have to worry about any of that. So we're accepting that. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see, I see another image back here.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, so this is our invitation to a free trial class. If you take a look at our schedule, look at a class you see your kid want to take, come take that class for free to see how they like it before you register. And if they enjoy it, we'll be there. Go ahead and get your registration started, and they can start doing everything with us. We do performances. We do 2 to 3 performances a year. So they'll be all a part of that. And every student who's signed up for SCAD are a part of Nutcracker. That is a 1+. I want every child to grow up and say, hey, and tell their kids and their grandkids, I was in Nutcracker. This is where I did it. I had the opportunity to be a part of this here at SCAD with this company. So yeah.
And I see this picture back here.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm currently 6 months pregnant now, and we're expecting a little girl, is what we found while we were having on Sunday. We were so excited. Yeah, we threw people for a loop. The cake we cut did not reveal the gender. So my dancers from my company had prepared a whole gender reveal dance to announce what we were having. It was just amazing.
Where can people see that video?
Well, it's listed on my personal page. I mean, it's all over Facebook and stuff like that. And I probably will post it on the SCAD. We have an Instagram and Facebook. It's just SCAD MGM, SQAD MGM. If you can follow us there to keep in contact with everything that we have going on and see about what we got happening over there as far as our current dances, classes and stuff. We keep everything. We try to keep everybody in the loop of what we got.
Sounds like it. I mean, I'm all the way in Charlotte, and I'm like, somebody need to be in SCAD over in Charlotte. We need a SCAD in Charlotte. We need a SCAD around the world and nationwide. So get your SCAD expanded. Speaking of which, what do you see as the future of SCAD? Talk about that for a few moments.
I see us being global. I want to open multiple locations and just taking everything that we do, the mission, the goal, and helping everybody all over the US. So that is my biggest mission, is to just keep us global. We want to do it all everywhere. We want to help as many kids as we can, especially within our community. I feel like it's definitely needed because a lot of these kids want that outlet, and some of them don't know that this is probably what that outlet is. Movement, any type of movement can be that outlet for any child dealing with anything. So that's the goal, is to just be there for our community and our youth and our adults.
Very good. I see some comments too over here. Mackenzie, pop a couple of I see Nikki Ziegler, and anybody that's connected with her is just blessed. So she has a herpreneur network that you definitely want to learn more about. And I see her some comments that she made over here. Congratulations to you on your awards. And she also said, thanks, Kim. Thanks, Kim, for having you on. I see Ella Spraley. I see Eleanor Campbell. I see all of you all that are tuned in today. Thank you all. Renita, I see you guys. I see you, Evangelist Walton, I see you. Evangelist Stein, Yolanda, I see you. Eileen, I see you all. I'm trying to make sure I acknowledge people more because I can see that you all are taking your time and watching today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show, and we don't take it for granted. She said, awesome, awesome, and happy to see this interview. It's a very inspiring interview to see that you're committed to you having your own family, growing your own family, but you're committed to other people's children as well. So I admire you for doing that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to take a moment to let everyone know that Gabe's Heart Foundation, we are having our 5K walk on October 19th this year, and that's during our Sudden Cardiac Arrest Awareness Month. That's nationwide what happens during that month, and I didn't realize that, so we moved our walk to October because my son Gabriel, he actually, when he transitioned from this earth, it was due to sudden cardiac arrest. And so I like to be able to highlight the fact that his heart will continue to keep beating, and we give the opportunity to have a defibrillator be given away at this year's event. And so if you have not registered yet for Gabe's Heart Foundation 5K walk, I'm going to pop that up some kind of way. I don't know. Mackenzie, you might see it over in the banners. If you can pull that up for me so I don't have to search for it. Well, while she's looking for it, what I will say is if you believe that your organization qualifies for a defibrillator and would like to be able to be considered, you can email kim@gabesheartfoundation.org and share your organization's story. We welcome it, and we will be giving away on October 19th. And you can go to gabesheartfoundation.org if you haven't registered yet. Go ahead and take a moment to register for the 5K walk. And you can also send any contribution. The t-shirts are $20. And the t-shirts, if you are wanting to be a sponsor, this is where your logo and information goes. Every year we put our sponsors on the back of the t-shirts, and it's $20 for a t-shirt. And you can get that at gabesheartfoundation.org as well. gabesheartfoundation.org. All right. You're a foodie, I heard. So what do you mean by that? How can you be a dancer and a foodie? Tell us what that looks like.
I know it's insane, but I am so greedy. I love to eat, and I love to eat everything in sight, believe it or not. And I have a high metabolism, so nothing sticks. But that was not, I don't know what's going to happen after this second baby, but because I heard the second one put a little weight on you. But yeah, I am a big time foodie. I love eating and just devouring everything in front of me. And I always have to have my my first meal and a dessert right after. Like I just can't. I want to be fully satisfied.
Yeah, that's
so yeah, I am a foodie. I love eating, and yeah, my husband learned that when he met me. The best way to be sorry about anything is take me to get something to eat. So
he can apologize quickly as long as he gets you some food, right?
As long as he get me some food.
It's okay. It's over. We don't ever need to discuss that again because you got me this food.
Right. And in my family, everybody's thin. It's just in my family. My mom is thin. My dad is thin. And I just thought that, hey, I can just keep enjoying this, but we're going to see what that second baby do. Because
well, Mackenzie said that, hey, the second baby puts the pounds on you, she said. So, that's funny. Let me also find out, how is it with your husband supporting you on this journey? Because it sounds like anytime you are, whether it's ballerina or whether it's being an entrepreneur or ministry or whatever, you need somebody that's going to cheer you on. How does that work for you all?
Yes, my husband, that's why he's my husband. From day one, he's been a supporter of my business and everything that I'm doing. And so he is actually, he gives me a lot of ideas. He thinks more about stuff than I would, and he stays on top of me. If I'm slacking in something, he's like, hey, you need to do this. I need you to get up. He keeps me on my toes, literally. And I love him for that. And, that's why he's my husband. I love him to death. And I'm excited to be bringing our baby girl into the world, and and just being a big happy family. I'm just super super elated about all of that, and I love him to death.
Aw. And I
Yep.
think he does the same, I'm sure, with you too. And Mackenzie said, hey, breastfeeding you, I don't have my glasses, so let me, I told you I'm upset I done lost the other glasses. So these are my real readers. Breastfeeding, you want to eat everything in sight. When you're breastfeeding, you want to eat everything in sight, is what she said.
Yes, I
So
definitely do that.
that's funny. She already does that whether she's with child or not, Mackenzie.
Right.
She's a foodie, so she eats all of everything anyway. All right. Listen, I am so delighted that we've had this time together. And I do want to make sure people know again how they can stay connected with you. I'll put your contact information up again.
Mhm.
So let everybody know how they can stay connected with you.
Yes, absolutely. Website www.sqacademyofdance.com, and join our email list from there. And then if you have any questions about our program, please email me at info@sqacademyofdance.com, or you can call us. Our business hours are 4 to 8, and we're there to answer any questions or anything you may need. Feel free to stop by. We're located on Zelda Road, right between La Zona Rosa and Firehouse Sub. A lot of people are familiar with that in the area. And our phone number is 334-239-8516.
So everybody need to know somebody out there in the Alabama area. So if you have any friends, family, coworkers, people that you think could benefit from SCAD Academy, make sure you send them their way and they will be delighted. I can tell, delighted to take care of them. I also encourage you all, if you have not supported the Kim Jacobs Show by partnering with us, we encourage you to do so today. The only way that this level of programming can happen on a daily basis, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m., where we're bringing balance to your household. And we're doing that every day with wonderful guests like we have today. And we always get to learn something about a missing piece of the puzzle that might just be missing in our own individual lives based on the guests that come here on the show. So take a moment and donate whatever amount works for you. Some people have it where they can donate bulk amounts. And you'd be like, girl, your show, get your staff and get all of the subscriptions and everything you need. Keep your show going. Please pour into the Kim Jacobs Show. And you can do that through Cash App, $ Kim Jacobs Inc., or PayPal, even with paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. You can do it through Venmo at the Kim Jacobs Show, or Zelle 704-962-7161. And you can even become a part of our membership programs, which is Patreon and motherdreamer.com/join. I say that because we have audio podcast listeners too. So I want to make sure you can hear the different ways to provide a contribution. What's a closing comment, Laquangela? Well, what made that be your name? I know your mom and dad named you, but I would be interested in knowing what made them come up with that name.
I have no clue. I don't know. I I wonder
That
too.
is the funniest thing ever. You're like, oh no.
I have no idea. I think it was just she heard one name and then she transitioned to my name, and
But it doesn't have a specific
it,
meaning.
it doesn't have a meaning specifically at all. I think she just heard somebody else's name and was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna make it mine like this." And the creativity runs in our family, I guess, as you can
Clearly,
see.
and the beautiful thing is, hence the scat
Yes.
right behind you.
Yes.
That's so the apple really didn't fall far from the tree because you have that diversity and that capability of just being a beautiful, regal person that's bringing joy to the world through dance. So I'm
Yes.
excited that God has placed you in the position that He has and helped you salt the earth this way. So thank you, and thank your
Yes.
mama. Thank your mama. whatever the motivation was, it presented a beautiful vessel, Laquangela.
Yes, yes, thank you.
What's a closing comment, Laquangela?
I'm just thankful. I want to thank you, Kim, for having me. I'm super elated to share my story with everybody on your audience panel and mine. And I'm just happy to be here. And I thank you so much for allowing this to happen.
Well, thank you so much for just being open and willing to share your story. And I see you, Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, who, remember I was telling you we stream in different countries, 100 countries. Well, she's the founder of CTR Media Network. And Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, her story is so delightful. So make sure you take a moment and go back and watch it. And when your time permits, which I don't know when that time is, because you're a pretty busy woman over there. But
Yeah.
Dr. Tina J. Ramsey is a force to be reckoned with, and you want to connect with her as well.
Okay, awesome.
All right, y'all, that is today's episode. I think we accomplished everything we could in an hour. You feel like we got a lot we talked about, right?
We did. We talked about a lot. So I feel like we got it all out there to everybody. Yes.
So, SCAD, if you are interested in having this dance academy come to your city, make sure you reach out to Laquangela and let her know that, because sometimes people don't start in different cities because they don't know who's going to be the person that's accountable in that city. So she's in Alabama, so she might need you to be the person that's in your local area. But just give her a call at 334-239-8516. Again, that's 334-239-8516. Okay. And they'll be happy to consider your proposal. All right.
Wonderful.
All right, everybody. That is today's episode. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back Monday through Friday. Oh, wait. Before we get off, what am I doing? I need to tell somebody something about the fact that Thursday nights at 7:00 p.m., we have started kicking off Promise Fellowship is the name of the church, but Promise Hour Bible Study at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can tune in right on my personal Facebook page or on my YouTube channel. And we're getting some other things established with the church sites and all of that. But we're talking about fear not. Isaiah 41:10 is the actual scripture that we're deep diving in. And this is part 2. We're going to keep doing Isaiah 41:10 until we feel like, okay, well, we've talked about it enough. We can move on to the next scripture. But we're going to learn how not to be afraid of what God has purposed for us to do. So that's what we're going to be talking about this evening. And you might be watching this as a replay, but if it's a Thursday coming up, if you watch this as a replay, then Thursday at 7:00 p.m., you can be a part of Promise Fellowship Bible Study, Promise Hour. All right. And I don't know why I probably should say Promise Hour, because already the first one, we went past the hour. I was like, well, maybe we're going to say, we promised to try to keep it in an hour Bible study. Anyway, just be here tonight at 7:00 and you'll be blessed. Okay. All right. Thank you, Laquangela.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you to the studio audience. I love you all, and I hope y'all have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you, Mackenzie. Have a
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.